Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over what to do to help your hemp when the weather turns hot. But first, if you wouldn't mind, please hit that subscribe button if you are new here to the channel. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. I do appreciate the support. And if you all wouldn't mind, please give this video a big thumbs up before heading out. Alright folks, so it's been a little while since we have been here on the farm. Last week we were away for family matters. This week we are back and everything has grown so much. But like I always like to do, let's talk about how the retail sales are doing here at the farm. They're mediocre at best. We're still kind of chugging along, not really doing anything great. But I do appreciate everybody's support. And if you guys are interested in hemp flower, go ahead and email me or check out all the information down in the description below. Our website is down there, and that gives you the most up-to-date information of what is available. But folks, let's talk about what we are doing with this beautiful summer heat and how to help our plants out when the weather turns hot. You know, we've talked about a lot of products that we use here on the farm, and it's time to start showing you how we use them. And so today I'm going to introduce you or reintroduce you guys to two products that I like to use when the weather turns really hot. One of which we will use today, but the other one I want to make sure I give it notoriety because we're not using it today, but that doesn't mean we don't use it here on the farm. It's just not what we're using today. And that would be kelp. Now we have two brands that we like. We have our Craft Buds, and we'll get into that. We also have the Coast of Maine kelp, which is the one we will be using today. That is my personal favorite for foliar spray. I like to use the Craft Buds for the irrigation. I don't know, that's just how I use them. But I have used the Craft Buds for a foliar spray, and it's done just as good. But today we're going to be using the Coast of Maine liquid kelp, and that's what we're going to be using. Now, when I say help with the plants and the heat, by no means are they in any sort of danger or any sort of stress. That type of heat comes around usually July, but right now, when you get these hot, humid days, upper 80s, lower 90s, it's warm. And to give those plants a little bit of help gets them better prepared for those really hot days. You know, we get a handful of days in the hundreds down here, and it really helps those plants be ready for that heat. And so when you get warm days like today or a stretch of warm days, it's really good to use kelp. Kelp reduces the heat stress in the plant and makes it really vibrant green, and you can see the results within 24 hours. It's quite impressive. The plant really responds to the kelp spray. So let's head over and get the backpack, get the kelp, and let's make up some liquid kelp to spray on the plants. Okay folks, so here we have our backpack sprayer. This is a generic pump sprayer, and we have our two liquid kelps. So let's go over Craft Buds. Again, nothing wrong with it. This is just one I use in the irrigation just because I have it in the bulk. This does do very well foliar spray, and they do make smaller amounts. And we give 15% off with the code York River, and that information will be in the description below if you guys want some kelp. These guys are great. Check out their website. Use the code, get 15% off. But today we're going to be using Coast of Maine's liquid kelp. Now we're going to be doing a 2-gallon batch, and it's 2 ounces per gallon. And one thing I really like about the Coast of Maine liquid kelp bottle is that you can see it almost like an oil bottle, and you can measure out those 2 ounces per gallon relatively easily. So that's what we're going to do right now. So before we add the liquid kelp, what I like to do is get it about 3/4 of the way full, and then add the liquid kelp and then top it off. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to grab our hose, and we're going to fill this thing up. Now we're going to go ahead and add our 4 ounces of liquid kelp. And then we're going to finish it up. This also helps keep a lot of the residue out of the chamber up top. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the grow area and we're going to foliar spray all the plants. Alright folks, we're down here in the grow area, and so right now I'm getting ready to foliar spray. This is how we do it. You can see I have the nozzle tilted up, and I like to get underneath the leaves while also covering the top of the leaves. And so this is one plant, and we're done. And you just move along. And this helps out these plants tremendously. I mean, it's just an overnight difference, really. You want to make sure you get them all real nice. And you just move down the line. Keep going. Making sure you get in there underneath the leaves. Now it takes a little while, to do the entire grow area, but it's well worth it. If you only have a few plants, it shouldn't take very long. We'll spray all 2 gallons in here, and these guys will be ready for any kind of heat that's headed their way. We do have a little bit of a warm spell coming, so this is just a preemptive thing. We're just gonna get them this kelp, make sure they're nice and vibrant and green so that when the heat does come, they don't get super stressed out, and then we can add more kelp when the heat comes. So I'm gonna do the rest of this grow area, and yeah, that's about it. So folks, we are done spraying the kelp. The plants look awesome already. They are going to rest for the evening. That is just my personal preference. I like to do it in the evening, so that way they have a fresh start for tomorrow. You can do it in the morning as well. I do not recommend doing it during midday. Make sure there's at least shade or the sun is on its way down. But that is all I have for you folks today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, send me an email. All my information is down in the description below. You can go ahead and find us on Facebook and Instagram, and my email address, obviously. But that is all I have for today, folks. If you guys are interested in hemp flower, don't forget, all that information is in the description below as well. But I hope you all stay happy, healthy, take care, and I will see you in another video.